Session 5 focuses on inclusive. The objective for this activity is to examine the diversity of personal and professional circles while considering the importance of inclusion in learning environment. Let's warm up with a bit of fun before we share the lesson or the activity proper for session 5. So Antonia will give out the handouts for every one of you there. So once you receive the handout, please write the individuals with whom you frequently collaborate in your professional circles, be it in school, be it in other organization, or be it in the classroom. Then after completing the task, pair up and reflect together. So you can find a friend or a partner so that you can discuss what you have done. Maybe in the discussion, you can consider what similarities do these people share with you? The one that you have written in the circles or within your circles. Do you share the same language? Do you share the same background or culture or even teaching philosophy? And who might be missing from this circle that you could bring in so that different perspective will come in? Inclusive leadership begins by recognizing who we collaborate with and who we might be overlooking. So today we will explore how to create learning spaces that make room for all voices, identities, and contributions. As we move forward, let's take a closer look at the individuals and school-wide practices that play a key role in making inclusivity a lived reality. So from collaborative planning and student voice initiatives to culturally responsive teaching, each person and practice contributes to shaping spaces where everyone belongs and thrives. Inclusive leadership practices in learning spaces is also expressed through mini workshops done in school. It can be done at the end of the school year or during term break or even at the end of the school year. So it depends. So long that there is an ongoing professional development or mini workshop for the staff and also the teachers. So this does not only strengthen the shared commitment to equity, but also keep them informed about the evolving educational needs. So in this collaborative spaces, it promotes the exchange of strategies, the best practices, the approaches that they have that are basically aligned with the school's vision and mission. This also reinforces a unified direction among all the staff members. And moreover, such discussion deepen learning by allowing educators to share best practices, reflect on their own interpretation, and build a stronger and more inclusive learning spaces. So the example that I share here is actually about the librarians. Some of them are not particularly aware of how the International Baccalaureate curriculum is practiced in school in terms of how librarians should do it. So a mini workshop is given to them. More so, this allows them to express their own thoughts in English. It somehow enhances their communication skills in English since their first language is Bahasa Indonesia. So this is one of the practices to enhance leadership inclusion in a learning space.
We work with a bit as a thinking and open-minded, creativity, and then we go through it. When we have a workshop like this, we need our brain also. And yeah, like Miss Maria also said that we have a different backgrounds, cultures, really, so we need to be open-minded. It's a part of the in our brain. To notice for the reason, like we know.
Parents are significant individuals that contribute to the enhancement of the inclusive leadership in a learning space. So, one of the activities that we are doing in school is to invite parents to tell stories with our young ones. And if you can see on the left, he is a Chinese national and telling stories to our kids because one of the subjects learned by the students in school is Mandarin. So, with the authentic person telling stories in front of the students, they would be able to practice their Mandarin speaking skills, to ask questions, to clarify questions, and even to ask questions outside the storytelling session. So this is one of the activities. The other activities is basically the Internationalism Week. I'll be sharing with you the video in a little while. So during the Internationalism Week, parents are asked to come to school to share something about the culture that they have, to share something about the food that they are eating in their specific country. And they also have, again, storytelling session with the kids with different activities. So it becomes a process, but the process is loved by the parents and also by the students because students are so proud. They become so proud, especially with the small ones, seeing their parents perform and share their expertise with the other students. So here we go with the Internationalism Week in terms of their practices. And this one definitely strengthen the homeschool connection that creates a more inclusive and collaborative learning space. Here it goes. Small ones are also working together right after the storytelling of the parents. So it's not about communication skills only, it's also about enhancing their motor skills and their critical thinking skills because they have to do some certain activities right after the storytelling. We also recognize the support of the publishers and the book suppliers to enhance the inclusive leadership in the learning spaces. So we come up with book fairs, and the book fairs are scheduled during PTC or three-way conferences so that the parents who are coming to school will accompany their own children in the selection of books that the kids love to read or motivate them to do further reading. So these are some of the activities and ensuring the inclusive leadership through the help of the book vendors. So we communicate this to the parents through letters at least a week before the parent teacher conference so that they are very much aware that the school is having a book fair through the diverse collection of the vendors, and that we aim that the parents coming to school will accompany their own kids in the selection and buying all the resources that fit to their own level and age bracket. One of the projects or practices of the school is what we call Big Bodies Mentoring Story Time. So the pictures or the photos that you can see are illustrations of grade 3 students reading stories of their choice to EY or early year program kids. So the selection of the storybooks are based on the interests of the big ones or the older students. So they select stories from the library, share it first to their teachers, and if the teacher says, okay, I think that fits to the level of the students that you are going to read the story of, and then teachers from this grade level to that grade level work together. What is the common time that we have for the older kids to model this passion of reading to the smaller ones? So the interaction is so great because peer to peer collaboration enhances the kind of spirit of compassion and empathy, and then it develops this sense of responsibility from the older kids to share their ideas to smaller ones. So the older kids also come up with different kinds of activities right after the storytelling, and they ensure that this one is followed through for the kids to model for the next batch that they have. We recognize also the leadership qualities of the library ambassadors. So the library ambassadors are those students who are interested to give services or to provide services in the library through storytelling, sharing their own thoughts. So during that time, if you can see in the examples that we have here, Dr. Maya from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, invited me to present the topic of the art of storytelling to her group of students because her group of students would like also to learn something on how to deliver a storytelling to the younger batches that they have. So during the time, what I did was to tap the expertise or the leadership quality of Carla, who is now in grade 7. I assigned her one of the slides about how to do storytelling with other individuals, what will be the expectation, the requirements, tone, voice, facial expression to that effect. And what she did was to do some research on the specific topic that she's going to deliver with the group of individuals or group of students in Malaysia. And she was successful to do her part. She did her own research, and we did a little bit of practice on how she's going to deliver all these things, including the presentation or the PPT presentation that she is assigned on. So in this case, the leadership quality of the library ambassadors are recognized in terms of communication skills, in terms of research skills, in terms of art of questioning and responding to the questions of the students across countries. Through our students who are passionate or interested in reading, so we have these reading campaigns that contribute to the inclusive leadership by giving them a voice and platform to inspire others. So if you can see here on the TV screen that we have, these are snapshots of students caught reading and celebrating their love of reading and inspiring others to pick up a good read. So we try to encourage everyone to have this school-wide culture of reading. So anyone caught reading, so we display their pictures. Of course, after that, when we saw them, we asked them, will it be possible to share your photos on screen? So this is a library activity that runs all throughout the day. And then the other one on your right side, these are students who are recognized to be the top borrowers for that specific month. And we also ask them to give their testimonies to inspire others to keep on reading. So a celebration of those students who are bookworms and becomes a model for other individuals to do the same. We also have students leading the creation of an original play, from the script writing to performance, bringing their unique perspective. So the library aids them or helps them by researching appropriate costumes through the different references that they have, also the backdrops of authentic representation. So this collaboration focuses diversity, learning, and shared experiences. This is one of the activities that they have that hails from the assessment inside the classroom through the drama subject that they have. So it becomes now a culture. So yearly, they come up with this original play, since the community is so inspired, parents, teachers, and students to do the same. As we close session 5, let's take a moment to reflect on the people who shape our daily professional lives. So, inclusive leadership is not just about inviting others in, it is about actively creating room for diverse voices, perspective, and identities to thrive. As we move forward, let's consider small, intentional ways to broaden our circle and ensure that every learner and colleagues and other individuals feels seen, heard, and valued. So before we close, let's have a bit of a reflection. And this is what, so what, now what? What here describes the session's content and main points. These are just some of the activities, but you might have other thoughts about it based on your school's context or institutional context. So what why this content matters and how it applies to your own practice. Again, think about the context of your own school. And from here, we may say, now what? How will you use the insights that you learned, that you've gained to improve your own space? Thank you.